Greetings, citizens of YouTube. Excitement is currently doing a month in prison due to mopery after he flashed a blind person after he partied too hardy on Ben Franklin's birthday and got a little too tipsy. Preston E. is currently tied up in a theater production of Almost Maine this Thursday to Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Lyric Theater in beautiful downtown Harrison, Arkansas. Get your tickets now. And the battling Brit, Lord William Gaze, has defected over to walk culture. So you get me, Pete R. Porker, your friendly neighborhood YouTuber today, and we are going to discuss and look at the most likely candidates to win the WWE's Royal Rumble this Saturday. We'll take a look at the men, women, and some special surprise entrants. Off we go! Ladies first. Here are the most likely women to win the Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch. The Irish lass kicker will always be seen as a top contender for the women's title. One could easily see her winning and challenging her fellow horsewoman, Charlotte Flair. Speaking of horsewomen, Bayley is also a top contender who could easily win and be a lock for challenging her fellow horsewoman, Charlotte Flair, or Bianca Belair. By the way, what's with all these horsewomen? Why are they so hoarse? Well, it is cold and flu season after all, citizens. Moving on. From there, we have Ronda Rousey. It has been often reported lately that Rousey wishes to concentrate on the women's tag titles with her fellow MMA competitor, Shayna Baszler. But one could easily imagine her wanting to get revenge on Charlotte Flair and fighting to get her belt back. Up next, we have Raquel Rodriguez. This powerhouse competitor has all the tools and strength to make it to the top. Now that she is gaining some edge to go with all that, perhaps this could be her year of dimple-back dominance with her amazing delts. And finally, for the female competitors, we have Rhea Ripley. Believe it or not, Ripley could easily go into the men's Royal Rumble and dominate there as well, as she has mixed it up with the man recently in many occasions. She is at the top of her game currently, and this could easily be her year. Now moving on to the men's Royal Rumble with the most likely winners. And like with the women, these are in no particular order. Cody Rhodes. The cat's out of the bag that Cody Rhodes is venturing to the Royal Rumble and returning there as well. He is ready, willing, and quite able to forge ahead to his goal of winning the American Dream and capturing a title or both titles from the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, making his Royal Rumble the beginning of the Tribal Chief's American Nightmare. See what I did there? Up next, we have The Rock. As part of the rich Samoan family wrestling lineage, The Rock is one of the greatest crossover wrestlers to Hollywood and pop culture of all time. He wouldn't even have to win the Rumble to challenge Reigns for either one of the belts. This once-in-a-lifetime match doesn't even need a title to make it a special attraction. This is your big money-making dream match out of any other currently in the company. Sami Zayn. Now granted, this one is a bit of a stretch, but Zayn is all full of surprises, and he had his MVP year of all time in 2022. What better way to outdo that than to win the Royal Rumble and challenge the head of the table? All signs are currently pointing to an eventual falling out between Zayn and Reigns lately. This could expedite that process and eventual feud. Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins could easily win and be a featured match for the title against his former Shield member. These two have had such a rich history together, and Rollins was unsuccessful in getting the titles from Reigns at last year's Royal Rumble. As long as these two are around, it is easy to see them crossing paths in one way or another, and Seth freaking Rollins likely wants to get revenge and a shot at Reigns' title once again. And finally, we have Kevin Owens. Now granted, he is challenging Reigns at the Royal Rumble for the titles, but one could see him sliding into a Royal Rumble spot as a surprise entrance and getting revenge on Reigns for whatever likely chicanery Reigns will use to keep his titles at the Royal Rumble. Additionally, he is currently quite involved in the Bloodline storyline, trying to get his buddy Sami Zayn to see the light. Every Royal Rumble is much anticipated for the expected unexpected with surprise entrances. Edge. Edge has mentioned he wants to retire in his hometown when WWE returns to his hometown this year in the summer. What a great way to kick off his retirement tour with him entering the Royal Rumble, should he be physically able to do so. Beth Phoenix. If you're going to have the rated R superstar for the men's battle royal, a great compliment for that would be Beth Phoenix entering the women's battle royal. If you remember, the Glamazon Beth Phoenix tag team up with her husband Edge to take on Miz and his wife Maryse at last year's Royal Rumble. Logan Paul. Might we see Logan Paul come back from injury and pop in for a surprise entrance, as he has surpassed any expectations many had with his stellar bout against Roman Reigns last year, and he looks very serious at learning the wrestling craft. Victoria. Currently a part of Impact Wrestling, one could imagine the Forbidden Door opening again as it did last year for Hardcore Country, Mickie James. Elrod and Ezekiel along with Elias. We could see a modern-day Three Faces of Foley this year, with Elias showing up early in the Royal Rumble, shaving down to a mustache, and entering in the middle as Elrod, shaving that off, and coming back toward the end as Ezekiel. Pat McAfee. Currently broadcasting on ESPN, he has announced his desire to return to the WWE. With football season soon to wrap up, perhaps he may have time to slide in as an entrance before the Super Bowl. Naomi. Might it be time for Naomi to return as an amazing surprise entrance and perhaps join the Bloodline soon? Rated RK Bro. Riddle is more likely than Randy to return, as his 6-week suspension will likely be over by the Royal Rumble. But RKO could perhaps reunite with a surprise return from Randy coming back from injury. Bo Dallas. Bo is rumored to be back as Uncle Howdy. Perhaps he could interfere in his brother Bray's Mountain Dew Pitch Black match against LA Knight as Uncle Howdy, only to make a surprise Royal Rumble entrance as alter ego Bo Dallas. Vince McMahon. Don't laugh, it could happen. He's back. Code chills. Well, that's all for now, citizens. Thanks for watching, and let me know who you'd like to see enter either Battle Royal or win. This is Pete R. Porker saying, have an Excelsior day.